What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room. And this is where we at now, people. So, hold on. Yeah. So, this is the deal here. The uncovering of all this fraud in Minnesota is becoming very tragic, which is it's already been tragic. But this is the thing here. So, we allegedly there was a break-in at a daycare, and they stole all the important documents. So we're going to dive off into this. Let's go here now. Quarters, nickels, and dimes.
Good morning. My name is Nasrullah Muhammad. That is spelled NASRULAH MOHAMED. I'm the manager at Nokomis.
Sorry, you guys, that's not my audio.
I want to talk about what happened yesterday. Yesterday morning, I was called by the owner because unfortunately someone came in to our daycare. The cleaner called the owner and told him what happened and the vandalism that happened. The owner called us. Me and another manager came into the scene around 6 a.m. We looked and saw what happened, and we saw that the suspect came in from the back, broke in from the back kitchen, and he also destroyed the wall to come in. As he came in, he broke a door from the wall from Family Dollar from the side. He couldn't, unfortunately, we don't know if that he went in or not, but we saw that it was damaged. As we walked around the daycare, we saw that our office doors was broken into as well. We saw that, unfortunately, there was important documentation, enrollment of the children, and also employee documentation that was gone. There were also...
Imagine everything you need to run.
Lord have mercy. Not on the news report. But listen, look, man, this is wild out here. This is wild so far.
That were ripped from our check papers that were ripped from our book. This is devastating news, and we don't know why this is targeting our Somali community, as one video made by a specific individual made this all happen. We've been receiving...
So, Nick's being brought up in a roundabout way. This is the thing here, man. Nobody's encouraging anybody to break into any of these places. And the thing of this is that they broke in, allegedly here, and stole important documents and all this types of stuff. And we know across the, and I've seen other news reports and things where they were actually raiding these places, taking, documents and computers and all types of stuff and trying to figure some things out. And this is going on, as we speak right here, as we do this broadcast right now. So, yeah, you mean to tell me they broke in and stole the important papers and things like that? Just so happened with all this stuff going on and Nick putting out this information. Now the important information that you have and people's names and all this stuff just magically starting to come up missing. Okay, then that's fine.
Hateful messages through our voice notes threatening us since the past couple of days, including one that happened yesterday morning after the break-in. This is frightening and exhausting because this is happening to us Somali communities as Somali Americans. We are supposed to stand with each other and help each other through everything that's happening. This is also...
Stand with each other. I thought y'all was y'all own entity. Stand with each other. Listen, look, man, that's not what y'all preach. That is not what y'all preach.
It's sad that a video can cause all of this. I want to say that there are hundreds of daycares out there, Somali daycares that are out there, and we all help our children and everyone in our community. We have high quality daycares, and this is very sad news that one individual who made a false claim about fraud that is happening in the daycares engaged everyone else to come and do this to us.
Nah, don't blame that. Don't blame Nick for that. Don't do that. See, this is the talking out of the side of the neck. Yes, we're going in 2026. Matter of fact, Happy New Year to everybody. But we're going into 2026 on some real shit. You're talking out of the side of your neck. Listen, look, man, that man didn't tell nobody to go break into anybody's spot. None of that. He's uncovering the fraud that even a few politicians in in your city right there have also been trying to, engage in checking you guys out with fraud and stuff like that. It just so happened that Nick's channels is so huge till it made really national situation here due to YouTube. And we can't deny YouTube's power. We're clearly seeing it right now. But the thing of this is that you're trying to put the blame off on other people and things like that. You're shaming everybody else for the bullshit that you and your community's pulling. Now, of course, everybody's not guilty, but I'm saying though here, it's no way that this has been investigated. People have already been convicted of fraud and stuff like that within that community, and it's just not happening. Come on, people.
We are not a part of any harmful things that are being said. We have no problem with CCAP, and our licensing has been good. Even the inspections. I want to say no intimidation is going to stop us from what is happening and upgrading our community. Thank you very much.
So this is where we at here. And, no intimidation, things like that. I get it. But at the same time, though, too, we can't deny what's going on in Minnesota and other little small places. I think I've heard something about something that's going on in Ohio here recently, with the same community. And we need to stay focused because there's going to be a lot of rhetoric that's going to be told to us as, natural born American citizens with lineage over 70 years here. So we got to stay focused and we have to stay on top of what we know. Let's go here now.
In the midst of these allegations and investigations, a Somali-run daycare in Minneapolis says they were broken into early Monday.
They claim vandals stole information of children in their care. WCCO's Frankie McLister spoke with employees about what happened and who they say may be to blame.
Just after 3 a.m. on Tuesday.
As you can see, they used some kind of force to break in right there.
Nokomis Daycare Center says security footage shows someone breaking in.
Who wouldn't be worried? So we are getting to the bottom of it.
So this is the space that the daycare center says vandals were able to get into their building. Through this hole right here, that's a cinder block.
Hold on. So let's just be logical here. These people had to break through concrete, and also saw through plywood and stuff like that. Probably pieces of metal, things, but mainly concrete. Look at this, people. Look at this. So they had to break in through concrete, wood, and everything to get in there to get some documents that, just some regular documents. If these documents were just so-called regular documents. So who would go out their way that's outside their community to break in here to steal said documents? And then when they broke in, how'd they have enough time to do so? Like something is not adding up to me. I'm not sure if this was a break in outside. I'm just going to leave it there.
Block wall that has been breached. Behind us, there's a door that has saw markings, but it seems like vandals were unsuccessful in getting in that way.
Unfortunately, we saw that there was
So they had enough time to try to saw a door, and then that didn't work. And then they, hold on. Hold on. Jesus Christ. Hold on. Let's see this. No, hold on. Okay. Jesus Christ, people. Okay. So obviously this door right here probably was, somewhat, I'm thinking some metal door to a degree, maybe wooden, So they took their time to try to saw through that door. That didn't work. So they went now and broke into this concrete structure with wood on the other side. I would think it would take less time to break into the door right there than the concrete structure. Oh man, Jesus Christ, bro. This is crazy out here. Hold on.
Unfortunately, we saw that there was important documentation, enrollment of the children, and also employee documentation that was gone.
On Tuesday, the federal government announced it's halting all child care payments to the state of Minnesota while they investigate fraud claims at nearly a dozen Minnesota daycare centers featured in a now viral video by YouTuber Nick Shirley.
We're committed to holding bad actors accountable.
Nokomis, who was broken into, wasn't featured in the viral video. According to the Minnesota Department of Human Services, Nokomis Daycare Center remains in good standing and only has few minor violations since it opened in 2016. Now they're worried they'll be punished.
This will impact thousands of people. People will lose their jobs and hold their homes
for the crimes of others.
Those who are committing fraud need to be held accountable. We can do that without terrorizing a whole community.
Man, okay. You know, the situation is at hand here. It's down to the wire now. And this is what's going on. So they got a few I'm coming to you right now with this. It's a little fuzzy. I don't know what's going on with this particular situation here. But yeah, they're going to do anything to make sure that they save face. So all these places, you know, allegedly have been broken in. Where's the footage? It needs to be put out there. Seriously. So let's check this one out real quick.
It started with an anonymous tip to the
Jesus, all these things are low. This is crazy.
Led us to a story that took 3 months of digging to uncover.
Tonight, Jeff Valiant exposes a business that some of its own employees say is misusing millions of taxpayer dollars.
They made their move before the crack of dawn, targeting child care centers in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Apple Valley, seizing computers and boxloads of documents as part of a massive fraud investigation. The raid included agents from the FBI, State Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, and the Ramsey County Attorney's Fraud Unit. It went down, coincidentally, as the Fox 9 investigators were in the middle of our own probe of the same business.
It's not difficult to see a pattern of what's going on.
What is going on?
It's terrible how it's misused.
We spent 3 months digging through records, doing surveillance, talking with insiders.
It's big. It's bigger than I think the state realizes.
To expose a scheme that's costing tens of thousands of taxpayer dollars a week.
It's a lot of work, and you have to make sure that, you know, everything's following the rules.
Yasmin Ali is the owner of Deco Family Centers. This is her giving a tour to an undercover Fox 9 producer.
But a lot of people that we work with that are low-income families.
Ali tells our producer that many of her customers are on assistance. They qualify to have the government pay for their kids' child care. They can get that help if they're working, training for a job, or hunting for one.
I think it's doing a disservice to the people that truly do need child care assistance.
We interviewed 4 Deco employees who have intimate knowledge of the operation. They've also shared information with government fraud investigators. 2 agreed to talk on camera as long as we disguised them.
So they were misrepresenting a lot of what was going on there.
Exactly.
According to our sources, Deco was actively recruiting women who qualify for child care assistance and offering them jobs at the centers, some to watch their own kids. A fact these moms confirmed to us.
Hello. Do you work here? Yeah. You do? How many children do you have? 2? And the children come here as well?
Yeah.
Who pays for their child care?
For the child care money?
Yes.
The county.
The county.
Deco then bills the county for child care while the moms are supposedly working.
Were these legitimate jobs or not?
No, there were too many that were being hired. We didn't even need that many.
Our informants tell us that only a small percentage of the moms did anything.
2%. 2%.
Wow. Do y'all hear this? So they are hiring their own, probably paying them only a certain amount so they could still get the government assistance in order to. So, and this got to be under the table, because you can't put this on record that they're hiring the same people that are getting, the same women that are getting government assistance to put their child in set daycare. And of course, this is going to be on record. You have to state which daycare your child is going to. So if the parent is being hired to watch their own child and they're getting paid from the daycare and also getting paid from the government. Well, she said the county government, it don't matter, to watch their own children. Come on now. Come on now. Wow. Hey, I got to say though, this is innovative. This is fucking innovative. It's crazy out here, but this is innovative, people. Jesus Christ, man. It makes me feel sad as a damn American, bro, that we out here working hard and abiding by the law, bro. I mean, you know, oh man. And I could open a daycare, hire my friend girls, pay them just enough to apply, to be able to to be able to still get government assistance. And then the government's also paying the daycare, and we just oh man. Let's keep going. Oh my goodness. Hand over fist with money. These people here. Wow. Fraud out the ass, bruh.
I just got done watching all of these videos about the fraud going down in the daycare centers, Minnesota, Columbus, Ohio, and now I just ran across another gal in Washington. And the reason why I am so into this is because I'm from Washington. I have lived there and owned a business, a small business, for the last 17 years of my life. And I, in the last 5 years, have finally had children. I have now a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. And I called around a year ahead of time before they were ever born to get on a wait list for daycares. And at that point, it never dawned on me that any of them were Somali run or any of that. The point I'm getting at is I was on a wait list and I never got a call back. They're 5. My oldest is 5 and I still have not gotten a call back. They took my money to get on a wait list. Several places took my money to get on a wait list. I ended up having, because I own a business, I can't just stop. I ended up having to get private childcare, a nanny to come into my house. That took half of my paycheck and that was fine. It was worth it. But as the years progressed, I couldn't do that. I lived downtown Seattle with a private nanny and my work and rent there and everything. And the bills just added up. And as soon as I had my second child, I realized I'm going to have to pay my nanny double. And I'm like, oh, so my whole paycheck. But here's the problem with that is I couldn't afford it anymore. So I had to move out of Washington to Las Vegas, Nevada, because the price of living was cheaper over here. Everything was cheaper over here. And I now travel back and forth to work over in Washington every 3 weeks. And now all of a sudden I run across this account. Her name is Kennedy, where she's calling daycares that are Somali ran. She found a website that technically says it all. And they're hanging up on her. They're not communicating with her. They're saying they're full. They're saying they're not even a daycare. There's all types of calls she made and not one would help her out. And I was like, oh, that's so insane.
Right. Jesus Christ, man. So, you know, the fraud is real. And this lady right here said that she called around and basically they took her deposit money and never returned it. Now, I'm not sure how daycare works because, you know, when my child was young at that age, you know, we had family elders and stuff like that were retired and stuff that watched, you know, my daughter, stuff like that. So we never had to really do daycare shit because, you know, we had elders and stuff like that on both sides of the family. So, you know, it just is what it is. But for people that don't have that, if for her to pay a deposit to, you know, for daycares and stuff, she said, I think, what was it, like several daycares, she said, or something like that. Jesus Christ. And she never did say how much the deposit was, but still, that's still hard-earned money that you make, and they're just not going to give it back. They hung up on her. They didn't communicate at all with her back. This is crazy, bro. This is crazy. Just think about how many people they're doing like that, just taking money, hanging up, not even, you know, giving them the time of day. Jesus, man, just taking people's money. Let's go here now. Let's check this one out.
Hi, is this Tawakal Daycare? I was wondering if I could get an application for my son. Would that be possible? Can I get an application?
Damn.
So this is Tawakal Daycare that's received over $100,000 since 2020.
Tawakal Day in the middle of a resident neighborhood. Is that, how does the zoning work on that? Because a daycare, I think, would be under a commercial business, and you can't run a commercial business in a neighborhood like that. I mean, I'm not 100% on that, but I do know there's a difference between a commercial business and you can't run a commercial business in a neighborhood, like in a family home area neighborhood.
23. I went, knocked on the door, asked for an application. The younger woman yelled upstairs to the older woman and asked for an application or something. I couldn't tell what she was saying, speaking Somali. And the older woman came down the stairs yelling at her, "Why'd you open the door? Why'd you open the door? Why would you do that?" And then she slammed the door in my face. So very bizarre behavior for a legitimate daycare business that is not committing fraud to freak out and close the door on somebody requesting an application.
Wow, hold on.
So here we have a very similar story. We have Tawakal Daycare at the DCYF website owned by Guled Edo. They have a total licensed capacity of 9 kids, and they have 6 available slots, which means they only have 3 children. Okay. There's 2 Tawakal daycares listed on the state expenditure website, one grossing $100,000 just since July. That was Tawakal Family Child Care, which if we go back to their report, it seems that's the one because they're a family child care home. We go back to the state expenditure website, and the other Tawakal Daycare LLC has raked in $99,000. Again, just since July. Now, I don't think there should be any world where a daycare that is hosting only 3 children, possibly even the children of the people who own this place, possibly, should be raking in $100,000 in 6 months. I mean, what happened to businesses making money from the services they provide and sustaining their businesses through those profits?
Right. This is wild right here, dude. This is wild. And I said previously in this broadcast that I think that they are, now that shit is hitting the fan, if you're really paying attention, and we're starting to see other footage and things like that of these people rushing these children in there now. Well, when Nick first started out, you know, going to these buildings and stuff like that, they were, like you say, windows blacked out, when nobody there, things like that. Now, all of a sudden, you know, shit is hitting the fan all over the internet and the government's getting more involved, things like that. Now, all of a sudden, children is popping up out of nowhere. I'm just saying here. I'm just saying, all of a sudden, children are now popping up at these daycares. And allegedly here, what's going on is the mothers of the children are being paid under the table to work at the daycares while they still get government assistance and things like that. And they are able to, you know, get paid both ends. Jesus, man, let's go here now.
I want to talk about how the average American is starting to feel as major corruption is being exposed, especially now with the case in Minnesota and the daycare fraud. This is not just about money being stolen anymore. It's about a growing feeling that being a good citizen, being a hardworking person, paying your taxes may not be worth it. People are starting to feel stupid. They think, well, I'm here, I'm playing by the rules, I am working hard, I'm providing for my family, I'm doing the hard work,
right?
I'm the idiot. You see the memes online and we laugh, you know, like, oh, me on my way to work, thinking that I should have just opened a daycare center in Minnesota and made millions. And again,
ooh, stop it. What, man? All right.
And it is funny, but it's also deeply sad, because the next thing is, why am I even doing this? And that's the part that no one wants to talk about, because this kind of feeling shapes culture. I come from Brazil, as you know, and in Brazil, we have this thing we call the Brazilian way, which is the idea that there's always a shortcut, there's always a loophole, a way to take advantage of a situation. And people think it comes out of nowhere. Oh, it's just the Brazilian way of living. No, this comes from years of Brazilian people being robbed and nothing being done with the thieves. So we now think that survival means cheating the system before it cheats you. Eventually, people stop believing that being honest is rewarded. When a society teaches its citizens that being honest makes you a loser, well, that's really dangerous. You don't just lose money, you lose trust, you lose dignity, you lose the culture that holds it all together. And once that's gone, it's really hard to get back.
Yo, so this is where we at out here. She said a whole lot right then on that particular video there. Man, this is wild out here. We know things are going down in Minnesota. A lot of frauds being uncovered. People are going to get out here and say things and try to defend themselves and all that type of stuff. But we have to read in between the lines as American citizens. Listen, look, people, you know what I'm saying? A lot of you people on the sound of my voice, your lineage in this country goes back 70 years. Don't sit around here and allow these newfangled individuals to come over here and think that they're going to delete us of our funds and our hardworking money. She was definitely right. It's a disappointment that the people, that the elected officials in Minnesota are doing the citizens of that state like this. It's an issue. It's a problem. And these traitors have to be dealt with, like I've said plenty of times before. It's no way that these natural born American citizens are in these positions right here, and they're supposed to be taking care of Americans first. And they've completely turned their backs. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
And that, my friends, is the bottom line.
that, my friends, is the bottom